The photo drama of creation. This is a situation that happened during the showing of the photo drama of the Jehovah Witnesses, and this is an explanation that they was given to the so-called colored people. That's what they called them. Let's get right into it. It says, let's see here. Watchtower 1914, April the 1st. This is April the 1st. It says, we might have anticipated that many colored people would be deeply interested in the photo drama of creation, but it did not impress itself upon us until gradually their number increased to about 25% of the whole audience. Of course, we were glad to see them, glad that they were interested in the drama. We had the same feeling respecting them as others, but it was quickly discerned that it was not a case of feeling, but that whereas the colored people of New York City are about 5% of the population, in our audience there are about 25%, and the number increasing. What shall we do? As the audience of the colored people were increased would increase proportionately, the number of the whites would decrease. For example, it I mean, for explain it how we will, a majority of whites prefer not to intermingle closely with other races, recognizing that it meant either the success or the failure of the enterprise of the drama as respects the whites. We have been compelled to assign the colored friends to the gallery, which, however, is just as good for seeing and hearing as any other part of the temple. Some were offended at this arrangement. We have received numerous letters from the colored friends, some claiming that it is not right to make a difference, others in, indignantly and bitterly denounce us as enemies of the colored people. Some could confident that Brother Russell had never sanctioned such a discrimination, told that they believed it would be duty to stand up for equal rights and always to help the oppressed. We were obliged to explain the facts, assuring all of our loving interest in the colored people and of our desire to do them good and not injury. We again suggested that if a suitable place could be found in which the drama could be presented for the benefit of the colored people alone, we would be glad to make such arrangements or to cooperate with any others in doing so. Our explanations were apparently entirely satisfactory to all of the fully consecrated. To these were explained that it is a question of putting either the interests of God's cause first or else the interests of the race first. We believe it our duty to put God first and to trust and the truth first at any cost to others or to ourselves. We explained that we thought that all the colored brethren should know our attitude toward them. They should know that we love to serve them in any way possible and to give them the very best we have to give of the gospel message, and that it is only a question of whether our giving to them in one way would deprive us of giving the truth to others. Some who were still uh, tempestuous and quarrelsome were merely reminded of our Lord's declaration that in inviting visitors into the house, it is the place of the host to say where they shall sit. And then we showed them the house. Showed them the parable of the man who's the chief seat of honor and was given the lower one. In answer to the query as to how our course of conduct squared with the golden rule, we replied that it squares exactly. We would wish others to put God first. If our personal interests are or ever have been in conflict with the real and apparently best interests of the Lord's cause, it is a part of our consecration vow to ignore our interests in favor of the interests of the Lord's cause. This is what we mean by the declaration that we are dead to self and alive to our God as new creatures. We remember one dear sister that the Lord enjoins humility and assures us that unless we humble ourselves, we shall not be exalted. If nature favors the colored brethren and sisters in the exercise of humility, it is much to their advantage if they are rightly exercised by it. A little while, and our humility will work out for our good. A little while, and those who shall have been faithful to our covenant of sacrifice will be granted new bodies, spiritual beyond the veil, where color and sex distinctions will be no more. A little while, and the millennium kingdom will be inaugurated, which will bring restitution to all mankind, restitution to the perfection of mind and body, figure and color, to the grand original standard which God declared very good and which was lost for a time through sin, but which is soon to be restored by the powerful kingdom of the Messiah. So this is what they told the colored people. Now, mind you, you see how they use their mind tricks on people. These Edomites go into the scriptures and bring out humility, but they didn't go into the scriptures and bring out the humility to the so-called white people. You see, they wanted to present humility and take the lower seed parable and give all that to the so-called colored people, which they say to come from Ham, the cursed children of Ham. This is the Edomites that these peoples are following. And this is the mind of the Edomites. See, they speak with a smooth tongue. Let's get them in uh, Psalms. Let's get them in Psalm 55. This is how these Edomites operate. 55 verse 20, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. See, these individuals will come out their mouth with all of these words that supposedly uh, is soft. Look how Proverbs 26 and 25 say, when he speak fair, believe him not. for there are 7 abominations in his heart. See, this is how the craft that these individuals work with, especially these Edomites that's running this uh, JW.org situation. Look at 28. It say, lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it. Because they straight up lying to these people. See, you ain't tell that to the, if it was about the cause of God, you would have told that same thing to the white people. But you only presenting that to the colored people. And they didn't have a problem with who they sat by. They was willing to sit by other races. It was these so-called other Edomites that didn't want to sit by the so-called colored people. It's a flattering mouth worketh ruin. And this is what the Jehovah Witnesses do. They flatter you. Oh, be humble, sisters and brothers, colored people, be humble, and you won't have to worry about the new system is coming in the new world, and God is going to straighten all these things out. See, but you didn't tell the so-called white people who are the Edomites, y'all need to come sit down right next to these colored people, and don't worry about who you mingling with. You worry about you focus on God first, and then you deal with the whatever you going through, and the kingdom will come soon, and you won't have to be upset about sitting next to these colored people. Well, really, bro? What kind of message did you give it to these people? What kind of people is they? You just ready to do anything to get somebody to push your business? It's like a person saying, "You colored people, y'all go to the back door because we don't want the white folks to see y'all, because they won't come in here and uh, uh, participate in our business. They won't come in here and spend money with us. So y'all go in the back. We don't want them to see y'all." And this is the psyche of the Edomites, man. These people are certified. Let's get another one. Psalms 58. It says, the wicked are estranged from the room. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. See, these people born speaking lies. This is their inheritance. Let's get it in Malachi 1 and 4. This is the heritage of Esau. Look at verse 1. Chapter 1, verse 3. It say, I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage, see, his children, his bloodline, waits for the dragon of the wilderness. Verse 4. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, thus says the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them, the whole nation of Edom, the heritage of the Esau, the children of Esau. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. The wicked are estranged from the womb. When they come out, they are Edomites. When they come out, they are wicked. When they come out of the womb, they are liars. That's why they lie, and they do it with a straight face and a smile on their face. They enjoy lying. They enjoy fooling somebody. Let's get what Esau came out the womb, what was said about him. What was he going to be? Verse 27. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. This is the characteristics of Esau. This is what he's going to pass down to his children, his heritage. They was going to be cunning, liars. See, they was going to be certified liars and murderers. They know how to kill. They done killed 99% of the animals on earth, the Edomites have destroyed them. Not mankind, not the humans, not people. The Edomites, they are the hunters. They are the people that round up animals. They hunt down the animals. See, these other nations are hunting down cattle like cows, sheep, goats. They're not going and trying to kill every animal and find every animal and subdue every animal and be all in the field like Esau. These are the Edomites. They hide behind that title, the so-called white man. There's nobody on earth the color of white. They either pale or they're red. That's why they the red horse or the pale horse. But they started this organization, which ain't an organization. It's a what you call it, a so-called cult. What they call cults in the derogatory form of it, because it just means religion or culture. But these organizations where it's one man, and this man was Russellford, and they called them Russellites. So his name was Charles Taze Russell, and they called the group, his cult that he was having, the Russellites. And they have examples of this, like on Poltergeist, where you got the preacher, he got a cult, and he take people underground and get them to commit suicide, or like the guy who took a bunch of people uh over there on some island and fed them poison. See, telling them that, oh, we all gonna be alike and be one and push this Christianity, all people are equal stuff. We gonna get rid of racism, and next thing you know, he killing everybody because they following this one man. And this is what Esau do. He's a cunning hunter. He'll lie to you and drag you away into some uh dis disclosed area, and next thing you know, you being devoured like you a sheep or a goat by these Edomites. And this Jehovah wickedness crap, this is what they producing. Now let's get some more quotes that these people are saying. Not only is they telling the blacks or the colored people a bunch of lies. Look at what it say. 1904, they bring up a situation where a black boy, Negro boy of 9 years, began to grow white. See, this is the crap they writing in their magazine. That's why uh, they are a good organization to analyze, because it shows you how these Edomites operate. See, they'll tell you bold-faced lies and make you think that it makes sense. This child catching leprosy or some kind of leprosy, where his skin was turning, going pretty much into leprosy. Leviticus 13 talks about this. But these people, they saying that he's growing right. He turned into a white person. You see how the ignorant mess that they was pushing? And God is going to eventually do all the blacks like this if they follow the Jehovah wickedness. Now, when you go into the Canaan situation, they say the Semitics even uh, is not on the level of the Aryan, the so-called Caucasian. So they saying that the freaking Jew, the Semitics is where the Israelites came from. They even going against the Israelites. That let you know these are certified Edomites. Anything got to do with the Israelites or anybody, they did not messing with you. They was an Aryan. They pushing the Aryan race, what Hitler was pushing. Look at what they say. Bible and Evolution, 1919. The Aryan race. God favored the Aryan race. They some freaking Nazis, man. Let's see here. Oh, this is where he say the colored people are cursed, and there is no servant in the world as good as a colored servant. See, this is the mess that these people are pushing. They pushing major hypocrisy and major hatred toward other races, and they be quick to tell somebody else they racist when they expose their lies and bring out the Bible to tell the Israelites that they're better than everybody else. That God chose them to be the rulers and the leaders. They want to bring out, oh, you talking about skin color and racism. God is not partial and all this mess. When y'all was pushing and still is pushing the same thing. But yeah, that's the main situation with that photo drama. But they you see how they talking to the blacks, and they trying to get the so-called blacks. They trying to get them to uh feel bad about bucking up against the blatant racism that these Edomites is pushing off on them. And so these people pretty much in 1914, that was what, 20 years, no, not 20 years, 6 years before the Red Summer of when they burnt down the Black Wall Street and had a whole race riot. And this is how all these Edomites was feeling back then. The top religious people, so-called, they own some racist mess. But I'm leave it there. Shalom.